Do you think your money is safe in the bank? Like, really safe? Here's the uncomfortable truth. Most of your money isn't actually there. No, it's not sitting in a vault with your name on it. The bank is using it, and once you realize how, you might never look at banks the same way again. Let me explain. You walk into a bank and deposit $1,000. You might think, okay, now my money's safe, waiting for me. But nope, the bank keeps maybe $100, just in case you want to withdraw a little, and lends out the other 900 to someone buying a car, or getting a mortgage, or running a business. But here's where it gets wild. That $900, the borrower might deposit it back into another bank, and that bank, it keeps 10% and lends out the rest. And this keeps going. Your $1,000 can multiply through the system into 9,000, even $10,000 or more. Not because new cash is printed, but because banks create money through loans. Banks don't just move money, they create money. Mind blown yet? Wait, we're not done. Let's pause and ask, why does this matter? Because this whole system only works if we all trust it. If everyone showed up at the bank demanding their cash at the same time, boom, a bank run. The bank doesn't have everyone's money because most of it is out in the world being used. And yes, this has happened before. In 2008, banks took massive risks and the system nearly collapsed. People lost their jobs, homes, savings. Governments had to step in with trillion-dollar bailouts to stop a total meltdown. That's why we have central banks, like the Federal Reserve in the US or the European Central Bank. These banks for banks control the rules. They set interest rates, deciding how cheap or expensive it is to borrow money. They influence how much cash flows through the system. They even act as emergency backstops when things get shaky. Think of central banks as the referees of the economy. When things are going too fast, they raise rates to cool things down. When the economy's struggling, they lower rates to speed things up. Here's the part that hits you directly. Every time you swipe your debit card, apply for a loan, or check your banking app, you're interacting with this giant, complex system. Money isn't just numbers on a screen. It's part of a living, moving network, funding someone else's home, someone else's education, someone else's startup. You are part of the machine. So next time you walk past a bank, don't just see it as a giant box holding cash. See it as a money multiplier, a trust engine, a risk machine. And now you understand how banks really work. If you made it all the way to the end, thank you. Most people never learn this stuff.